So you've come to us, and I know it's because something pretty major has happened, something that really gets to you on a personal level.
Mm.
You've sent in some sources,
Hmm.
and they all kind of deal with this whole thing about having a broken heart.
Yeah.
And specifically, we're looking at breakups, relationships ending.
Right, right. Those are the ones that really hit hard, aren't they?
They do. They do. So think of this as a deep dive, a deep dive into what it really means to mend, to heal, when a relationship that you really cherished, well, it comes to an end.
It's tough stuff.
It is tough stuff, and we're going to try to really get to the heart of it.
Absolutely. Let's do that.
Our mission here is to go through all the insights you've given us and really extract what's most important.
Yeah.
Not just like practical steps, but also a deeper understanding.
I like that. Yeah, a deeper understanding of what's actually going on and then how you can, find your way through it.
Exactly. Exactly. And one of the first things that really jumped out at me from all the stuff you sent over is that this isn't just an emotional thing.
Right.
It really has physical consequences.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, not wanting to eat, feeling completely wiped out. Even your immune system takes a hit.
Yeah.
It's like that pain you feel in your chest, it kind of radiates out and affects your whole body.
It's like your whole system is thrown off.
Totally.
And what's so interesting here is how closely connected our emotional and physical states are, especially when we're talking about heartbreak, after a relationship ends.
So true.
One of the texts actually talks about the release of stress hormones like cortisol. Think about that for a second. Your body's actually responding to this emotional loss, this breakup, as if it's a real threat.
Wow.
Just like it would if you were facing some kind of physical danger.
That's kind of wild.
Isn't it? And, realizing this connection, this mind-body link, it's not just some random fact.
Right.
It actually validates what you're going through. That physical exhaustion, the lack of appetite, all of it.
It makes it so real.
It does, and it highlights how important it is to address all aspects of your well-being.
Yeah, not just the emotional stuff.
Exactly, the physical, too.
So then, with all that in mind, where do you even begin to pick yourself up again?
Right, where do you start?
The material really emphasizes acceptance as the first step, the very first step in mending a broken heart, especially in a relationship.
Right.
But it almost feels wrong,
Yeah, I get that.
When you're hurting so much because something you invested in is over, accepting it can feel like giving up.
Oh, I totally see where you're coming from. It's one thing to say, okay, I accept this, but when you're actually feeling it emotionally, it can feel like you're surrendering to the pain.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Think about denial for a minute. It might seem comforting at first, like a way to protect yourself.
Yeah.
But it actually stops you from dealing with what's really happening.
Like you're running away from it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to go through a maze blindfolded. You're just going to keep bumping into walls.
Right.
And, those feelings you're having, the sadness, the anger, the confusion, all of that, those are normal.
They are.
They're natural responses to losing something that meant a lot to you, especially a relationship.
It's like grief.
It is a form of grief, and
Yeah.
trying to bottle those feelings up, trying to pretend they're not there, it doesn't make them disappear. It just delays the whole healing process.
It's like that pressure cooker analogy, isn't it?
It is. The longer you keep everything inside, the bigger the explosion is going to be when it finally lets go.
So true. So what the material is saying is, it's okay to feel these things.
Exactly.
It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually part of the healing process.
Absolutely. Acknowledging those painful emotions, that's the first step towards being honest with yourself. It's giving yourself permission to actually feel the weight of it all, the loss, the disappointment, whatever it is you're carrying.
It's heavy stuff.
It is. And this brings up a really important question for you, our listener. Are you letting yourself experience those feelings fully?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or are you trying to push them down, trying to pretend they're not there?
Because, that leads us right into the next thing the material talks about, which is the necessity of grief.
Yeah.
It's not just saying, okay, it's over. It's about actually allowing yourself to grieve the loss of that relationship, the future you might have imagined, the closeness you shared.
It's like mourning a part of your life.
It really is.
And the sources suggest some healthy ways to do that, like letting yourself cry, talking to people you trust, even writing down your feelings.
Journaling.
Grief after a breakup, it's a really personal journey. There's no one right way to do it, and it's definitely not a straight line from A to B.
It's messy.
It can be, and that's okay. But the important thing is to find healthy ways to express those feelings of loss.
Let it out.
Let it out, exactly. Think
Yeah.
about it. That relationship was a big part of your life. Its absence leaves a gap. you know?
Avoid.
A void, exactly. And grieving is the natural way to acknowledge that void, to start to adjust to it. You can't just skip over it.
And trying to suppress those emotions, maybe to appear strong, maybe to avoid the discomfort, that actually makes it harder to heal.
That does. It's like trying to sweep dirt under the rug. It's still there. It's just hidden.
So true. And then we get to this idea of self-care, which is almost like actively taking care of yourself during this time when you're feeling so vulnerable.
When you need it the most.
You really do. And the material gives some specific examples, things like yoga, which connects your mind and body.
Yeah, I love that one.
Mindfulness to help you find your center.
Centering yourself, very important.
And even just simple things you do for yourself, like a relaxing bath or reading a good book.
Little things that make a big difference.
They do. They really do. It's about consciously making that shift, putting some of your energy back into your own well-being.
Or replenishing yourself.
Yes.
You know, what's so insightful here is how self-care kind of acts as a balance to all the emotional turmoil you're going through after a breakup.
Like a counterbalance.
Exactly. Physical activities, like we mentioned, they release endorphins, and those have a real impact on your mood.
Feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. And mindfulness, meditation, those can help calm the racing thoughts, the anxieties that often come with heartbreak.
Quiet the storm.
Exactly. And those little things you do for yourself, they send a powerful message. They tell you that you're still worthy of care and comfort, even when you're feeling down.
It's a reminder.
It is a reminder, a very important one.
And, you know, the material also makes this crucial point that you don't have to go through this alone.
Oh, it's so important.
It is. Seeking support, whether it's from friends who get it, family who's there for you, or even a therapist,
Yeah.
it makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. When a relationship ends, it can feel very isolating, even if you have people around you.
Yeah, you feel alone in your pain.
You do. Reaching out for support, that's a sign of strength, not weakness.
It takes courage.
It does. Talking about your emotions with someone you trust, it validates your feelings. It lets you know that what you're going through is understandable, that it's okay to feel this way.
It normalizes it.
It does. And therapists, of course, they offer a professional perspective. They
Yeah.
can give you specific coping tools, strategies to navigate this tough time.
Right, they're trained for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget about support groups or online communities where people are going through similar things after breakups.
Shared experiences.
Exactly. That sense of connection, knowing you're not alone, it can be incredibly valuable.
So once you have that support system, the material talks about actively redirecting your focus.
Ah, yes.
It's not about erasing the past relationship. It's about consciously choosing to engage in new activities, hobbies, things that bring you joy.
shifting your energy.
Shifting your energy, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe you've always wanted to learn to play an instrument
I've always wanted to learn the guitar.
or explore a new hiking trail
Oh, I love hiking.
or even volunteer for a cause you care about.
Giving back, that's always a good thing.
It's about finding new sources of purpose, new things that make you happy.
New avenues to explore.
Exactly. You know, that act of getting involved in new things, it's vital for moving your mind away from dwelling on the past relationship.
It's so easy to get stuck in that loop.
It is. You keep replaying everything, what was, what could have been.
And it makes it so hard to move on.
It does. New activities, they stimulate your mind, they give you a sense of accomplishment, and they can even introduce you to new people, new perspectives.
It's like opening up your world again.
It is. And it's about rediscovering parts of yourself, your interests, things that might have been pushed aside during the relationship.
Reclaiming yourself.
Yes.
I love that.
Now, this next point, practicing gratitude and positive thinking, it might seem like a real challenge when you're dealing with the pain of a broken heart.
I can see that.
But the material explains that even focusing on the small, good things in your life can make a difference.
Little glimmers of hope.
Exactly. Maybe it's a friend who's always there for you, a beautiful sunset, or just a moment of peace.
Finding the beauty in the everyday.
Yes. And it suggests things like keeping a gratitude journal or using positive affirmations.
Those can be really powerful.
They can. It's important to remember that this isn't about denying the pain you're feeling or trying to force yourself to be happy when you're not.
It's not about faking it.
No, it's about consciously choosing to also see the good things, even when you're hurting.
Acknowledging the light, even in the darkness.
Beautifully said. Gratitude can be a powerful tool to fight against that negativity that often comes with heartbreak.
It's like a shift in perspective.
It is. By focusing on what you have, you start to build a more resilient outlook.
You strengthen yourself from the inside out.
And those positive affirmations, even if they seem a bit awkward at first, they can help you challenge those negative thoughts you might have about yourself.
That inner critic.
Exactly. They remind you of your worth, which can take a hit after a breakup.
It's like rebuilding your self-esteem.
And looking ahead, the material emphasizes learning and growth from the experience.
Ah, yes, turning the pain into something positive.
Instead of dwelling on what happened, it encourages you to reflect. What did this relationship teach you about yourself?
Self-discovery.
What qualities are truly important to you in a partner?
Clarifying your values.
Are there patterns in your behavior you want to be more aware of?
Recognizing your own role.
It's about taking stock.
It is. This is where the real potential for growth lies. Heartbreak, as painful as it is, can be an incredible opportunity for self-discovery.
Like a catalyst.
Exactly. By taking the time to honestly reflect on the relationship, why it ended, how you reacted, you gain valuable insights.
You learn about yourself.
You learn about yourself, your needs, your desires, your patterns in relationships.
And it's not about blaming anyone or replaying every little detail, but about learning from the experience.
Extracting wisdom from the past.
To make better choices in the future.
And to have healthier, more fulfilling relationships down the line.
Which brings us to the idea of opening yourself up to love again.
Ah, putting yourself back out there.
The material acknowledges that there might be hesitation, a fear of going through that kind of pain again.
The fear of getting hurt.
It's natural.
It is. But it also offers reassurance that healing involves learning to trust again.
Trust in yourself and others.
Both are important.
And that it's okay to take your time.
There's no rush.
Absolutely not. You know, that fear of being hurt again, it's completely understandable.
A broken heart leaves scars.
It does. And opening yourself up to love again can feel scary, like you're making yourself vulnerable.
It takes courage.
It does. And the key here is to be kind to yourself, to be patient.
Give yourself time to heal.
There's no set timeline for when you'll be ready for a new relationship.
It's a personal journey.
And it's so important to honor your own healing process.
To listen to your own heart.
This time is about rebuilding your sense of self-worth, your confidence.
So that when you are ready for a new relationship, it comes from a place of strength and wholeness, not from a need to fill a void.
Not a rebound.
Exactly.
So, to sum it all up, when we talk about mending a broken heart, especially after a relationship ends, the sources you shared point to a process with many layers.
Many facets.
Accepting that it's over, letting yourself grieve the loss, taking care of yourself, reaching out for support, finding new things to focus on, practicing gratitude, reflecting on what you've learned, and eventually, when you're ready, opening yourself up to love again.
It's a journey, not a destination.
And it's okay if it doesn't feel easy or happen quickly.
Healing takes time.
It does.
And while the pain of heartbreak can feel overwhelming, like it's taking over your world, it's important to remember that it's not the end of your story.
There's more to come.
There is. Healing is possible. It takes effort. It takes a commitment to your own well-being, but it's a journey you can make, and you will come out stronger on the other side.
It's almost like this painful chapter, this breakup, it can become a catalyst for real self-discovery.
It can.
And for understanding what you truly want in life and in your relationships.
Absolutely. So for you, our listener, take a moment to think about which of these steps speaks to you the most right now.
Yeah, where are you in your healing journey?
Is it accepting that the relationship is truly over?
Letting go.
Or maybe it's focusing on taking care of yourself.
Self-care.
Whatever it is, remember that even in the midst of this pain, there's a chance for real growth.
Opportunity and adversity.
And the possibility of healing your heart.
A chance to mend.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.